Everyone deserves better. This is not just our company statement, but a saying that embodies all the values that we at CleanPlant Energy strive to deliver on a daily basis. Hello, and thank you all for joining me here today in Davos Energy Week. Unfortunately, I'm not physically in Davos. I'm in London, but still very excited to participate in this event. My name is Dr. Katerina Garifalu, and I'm the Commercial and Business Development Director at Clean Planet Energy. The planet we live on is under immense stress because of the impact that we all as human beings have on it. Whilst I'm sure and very hopeful that most of you are taking small or big steps, both professionally and personally, to support our natural environment, I believe that the challenges that are lying ahead of us with issues associated with emissions or waste and waste plastic are really hard to imagine. Here at Clean Planet Energy, our mission is very clear. We want to remove over 1 million tons of plastic from our environment every year. And we can do that by creating ultra-clean fuel, a fuel that can have up to 75% less CO2 emissions compared to fossil fuels. And while we do that, we remove plastic from the environment. What I will try to do here in the talk today is to give you, first of all, a scale of the problem, what has been done to be addressed, and most importantly, what you can do more to help. I'll hopefully be joined, if the technology permits me, and I'll keep my fingers crossed, by various members of the Clean Planet Energy that will help me to tell the story a bit better. But first, let's try and understand the scale of the problem. And to do so, I would like to invite the CEO of Clean Planet Energy, Bertie Stevens.
Thank you, Kate. Hello, everyone. It's nice to meet you all virtually.
Bertie is here today to give us a short overview of the plastic crisis.
Thank you, Kate. As Kate says, I want to start by giving an overview of the plastic crisis, hopefully with some visual accompaniments. So let's begin by simply thinking about what happened yesterday. Because yesterday, by midnight, factories around the world had produced almost 1 million tons of new plastic materials. That's almost 1 million tons in a single day. Every day. 1 year from now, we will have discarded 70% of this. A fraction of it can be recycled, but in a single year, 203 million tons of plastic will become waste. It will be burnt, sent to landfill, or worse, it ends up in our environment and oceans. Every year, 8 million tons of plastic waste enters our oceans. That's more plastic than the weight of every aircraft in existence today, entering our oceans every year, and it's growing. Ocean plastic will kill 1 million seabirds this year, 100,000 marine mammals. In fact, every dead marine animal found on the coast of the UK last year had ingested plastic. This plastic waste is currently unable to be recycled. We must take every effort to use less plastic. But no matter what our efforts, today by midnight, another 1 million tons of new plastic materials will be produced again. And 1 year from now, another 8 million tons of plastic will have entered our oceans. Another 100,000 marine animals will have died because of us. So what if there was a way this non-recyclable plastic could be recycled today? What if there was an immediate solution to tackle all our plastic waste?
Thank you, Bertie. So as Bertie asked right there, what if there was an immediate solution? So today we want to tell you that there is an immediate solution that can deliver an alternative and renewable option to the world. To lead you through the next few minutes, I'd like to introduce you to Dan, who is our process engineer at Clean Planet Energy. Hi, Dan.
Hi, Kate. Thank you so much for the introduction, and hello to everyone at home. So what is this immediate solution? Well, at Clean Planet Energy, we have created the EcoPlant. The EcoPlant is an ultra-clean chemical recycling plant, which is able to process 20,000 metric tons of waste plastic into an ultra-clean, low-emission fuel every year. So approximately 60 metric tons of waste plastic, or you can think of an equivalent 12 million yogurt pods, are processed here daily. So the liquid products produced from the EcoPlant have also significant carbon saving advantages, and we'll get onto these later. But first, let's talk about how ecoplants do what they do. So Clean Planet EcoPlant is ultimately composed of three parts, of three technologies. The first part breaks down the plastic and it converts it into an unrefined oil. The second part upgrades this oil into a higher quality liquid. And the third part, or the third technology, is basically the design and engineering blueprint, which allows the first two parts to work together seamlessly. So I'd like to spend a few more minutes to talk about the first two parts of the EcoPlant. And to do this, I have asked our lead process engineer, Christine Lowe-Havison, and our process engineering manager, Ridwan Chowdhury, to join me. Hi, both.
Hi, Dan.
Hi, Dan.
So, Christine, would you like to give a brief overview of the first part of the EcoPlant, the pyrolysis?
Of course. Hi, everyone. So the first part of our EcoPlant, as Dan points out, is the ability to break down non-recyclable waste plastics. What's really important to note here is that we're using waste plastics that would otherwise be going into landfill, being sent to incineration, or, as Bertie pointed out, end up in our oceans. As you can see from the plastics on your screen right now, these are actual examples of plastics that we can take into our EcoPlant. They can't be recycled anywhere else. Plastics is ultimately long chains of hydrocarbons. So in the first section of our EcoPlant, we use a technology called pyrolysis, where we first shred the plastics into about 0.5 centimeter large pieces, and then we corkscrew them through our reactor. The reactor heats the plastics up to about 400 degrees and then chemically begins to break down hydrocarbon chains into much smaller chains. What's really important to note here is that there is no incineration, there is no flame, and the process is incredibly green. It's a chemical reaction that turns non-recyclable plastics into a new product. These new chains create three new forms: a solid, a liquid, and a gas. We'll focus more on the liquid shortly with Ridwan, but the solid is a form of carbon black which we can recycle into manufacturing, and the gas is actually pushed back into the plant to power it, so the plant powers itself. I'll now hand you over to Ridwan, who will take you through what happens next.
Thanks, Christine, and hi again, everyone. The second part of the EcoPlant aims to upgrade those unrefined oils mentioned in Step 1 into clean ultra-fuels. We do this using the Clean Planet proprietary and patent-pending technology, which is based upon hydroprocessing. We take that unrefined pyrolysis oil and after mixing it with hydrogen and pressurizing it and bringing it up to a sufficient temperature, we pass it into our proprietary reactor. We aim to utilize green hydrogen, which is in line with our company objective to ensure that we use renewable energy wherever possible. And for firing and increasing the reactor temperature, we utilize the pyrolysis off gas, again avoiding our reliance on fossil fuel gases. Once we enter the reactor, this is where the magic happens. The unrefined oil is converted to the hydrotreated ultra-clean fuel using a variety of reactions, which range from sulfur and nitrogen removal to hydrocarbon saturation to metals removal. All of these aim to help improve the properties of the oil such that they meet the market specifications for the fuel products and beyond. Once we pass through the reactor, we send the liquid to a distillation column where we separate out the liquid into our various ultra-clean fuels. The single-stage distillation column offers us flexibility also when the market demand specifies that one product is more valuable than the other, and we can adjust the operation of the distillation column to meet that.
Thank you, Christine and Ridwan. So at this stage, we have taken non-recyclable waste plastics, which would have otherwise gone into landfill, incineration, or our oceans, and have created an ultra-clean fuel. And to talk us through the fuels that we produce and their environmental benefits, I introduce to you Dr. Andrew Ojo, the Chief Technology Officer at Clean Planet Energy. Andrew.
Thank you, Dan, and hello, everyone. So there are three specific fuel specs we produce from non-recyclable waste plastics at our EcoPlants. The first is fuel oil used in agricultural heavy machinery. The second is naphtha used as feedstock in petrochemical industry. And the third is our primary product, an ultra clean, ultra low sulfur EN 15940 fuel meeting a more stringent European specification. Worth noting that NOx and SOx emissions were responsible for over 3.5 million premature deaths in 2017 alone. Regulations have been introduced globally to significantly reduce SOx emissions, including, as example, the IMO 2020 rule in the maritime industry, where fuel sulfur content responsible for SOx emissions has been reduced from 35,000 ppm to about 5,000 ppm. In perspective, a large cruise ship traveling for an hour will emit the same SOx emissions as over 300 million cars traveling for the same time period. In comparison, CP's ultra clean, ultra low sulfur EN 15940 fuel has a sulfur content of just 4 ppm, regarded as highly negligible compared to the IMO's 5,000 ppm limit. There is no immediate answer to the SOx and NOx problem, which is why CPE's ultra clean, ultra low sulfur fuels becomes a key answer. CP's fuels reduces deadly NOx and SOx emissions by over 1,000 times compared to traditional, representing the best case scenario in today's world. But that's not all the environmental benefits. I will pass you back to Kate now, who will walk you through the independent GHG emissions report conducted about our fuels.
Thank you, Andrew. Here at Cleantech Energy, sustainability is not just a good idea, but is the reason why we exist. Each and every one of us is an ambassador of our core values, shares our vision for clean oceans and clean air, and believes in our mission to remove over 1 million tons of non-recyclable waste plastic every year from our environment. Trust, authenticity, and transparency are also part of who we are, and for that reason, we commissioned a third-party study to focus on quantifying the reduction of CO2 emissions that we can achieve from producing Clean Planet's products from waste plastic, and always compared to the conventional fossil fuels. For that, I would like to invite Ben Herbert, who is from the Stop for Environment and Energy, who will join us now to talk us through the key findings of the study. Hello, Ben.
Hi there, and hello, everybody.
Ben, could you please take us through the key findings of the study that you did?
Yeah, sure thing. So Stockford were commissioned by CPE to execute an independent study to enable the carbon emissions associated with their processes and products to be quantified so that these could be benchmarked to that of more conventional fossil fuel derived practices. And the reason for this study is important as it enables CPE to be able to communicate both transparently and with confidence to stakeholders, customers and members of the public with respect to the climate impact of their operations. So as part of this study, we're able to review the methods used, ensure that the boundaries adopted were appropriate, and importantly, ensure that the data sources used were robust and from peer-reviewed sources. So what we're able to do was look at emissions boundaries from well to tank and what we call well to wheel, which correspond to extraction to diesel production and extraction to diesel production and use phase, and calculate the carbon emissions for CP's products and compare those to conventional fossil derived products. And what the study was able to conclude was that on a well-to-wheel basis, carbon savings of up to 78% were achievable through the avoidance of the disposal of waste plastics to incineration and using that plastic for diesel production. And this increased up to 330% on a well-to-tank basis. But through both scenarios, ultimately, through using CP's diesel products, up to 416 kilograms of CO2 equivalent per barrel are achievable.
Wonderful. Thank you for joining us here today, Ben.
You're welcome.
Now I would like to introduce to you Marta, who is our Operations and Project Director. Marta, thank you very much for joining me here today. And I would like to hear more from you regarding the latest on the operations that we have here in UK.
Hello, Kate. Hi, everyone. Currently in the UK, we have 2 ecoPlants in the construction phase. The first one in Teesside, Northeast England. The second one in Lowestoft, Southeast England. And we are in discussion with many more local authorities in the UK, and we hope to have more exciting announcements for you over the next few months.
Great, Marta, thanks. But since you touched upon this subject, could you please elaborate a bit more on the reasons why a public sector and a local authority would like to collaborate with Clean Planet Energy?
Of course, Kate. With every EcoPlant, we collaborate with local authorities on land, planning, and feedstock, which is our plastic. We receive continuously very positive feedback on the value we add and actually on what we offer. And what it is that we offer. Number one, recycling solution of significant amount of plastic that otherwise is non-recyclable. So this plastic would end up in landfills and incinerators. Instead, we are aiding the local authorities' recycling targets. The second, really critical, is ultra clean fuel that we produce. Fuel that can be sourced locally, fuel that reduces the local carbon dioxide, sulfur oxides, and nitric oxides emissions on the local level. The other solutions, we aid the local authorities with the net zero targets by 2050, which is aligned with the Paris Convention, recognized by many governments around the world. But on the local level, we also support the local community, creating over 50 jobs with each EcoPlant. And actually there are many more jobs created as a result of this, as a part of this process. On the top of that, we enable significant new revenue stream for the local authorities, and we cannot, of course, forget about the CPE feel to the plant, the outer shell. What CPE EcoPlant is bringing is not what we know from the past conservative grey shell power plant. So that's pretty exciting.
This is brilliant, Marta. Thank you very much for joining me here today, and thank you for outlining all the benefits that CPE can bring to a local authority.
You're welcome.
We must value the communities, and our operations must be very respectful to the people. Now, CPE is a very ambitious and fast-growing UK company that has plans to expand overseas very soon. Now, the only way that we can achieve this is by building very strong, robust partnerships, both with the public and the private sector. Now, we just heard from Marta why a local authority would like to collaborate with Clean Planet Energy, but obviously there are also reasons for the private sector that would like to work with us. Now, we are a company who can process a very difficult plastic waste. We can help businesses reduce their carbon footprint and meet their sustainability targets. Companies can benefit from the blooming ultra-clean fuel market, and we can offer a robust green investment for people who want to make a change. Now, the most important thing to remember is that we're not here just to help someone else's sustainability targets. We are here to build relationships and partnerships with people that their sustainability is not just a KPI for them, but is their way of life. Please come and talk to us. Come and talk to me here at Clean Planet Energy. We want to grow. We want to grow fast, and we want to build very strong relationships and partnerships with both the public and the private sector. I would like to thank you for joining myself and Clean Planet Energy today in a journey that we took you through the skills that are lying ahead of us to address two crises, carbon and waste plastics. Clean Planet Energy is one solution, is part of the fixing. But alternative and renewable energy can be created and can replace fossil fuels who have immense impact on the environment. Lastly, I would like to encourage you to visit our website where you can follow our updates and our news. You can find ways to see how you can participate through our foundation. And before I leave, I would like to leave you with this messaging for Clean Planet Energy, which is our Clean Planet economy. Goodbye for now. Thank you very much.
For us to secure a world of greater humanity, certainty, and the fundamentals that embody good, first, we must acknowledge that we are defeated. We must look to the arc of the time of our ancients, learn from the greatest gods of myth, or these stones of our foundation will be lost. We must acknowledge that if we don't right the ship of our natural world, we are forever doomed. But once we do, well, then we can begin to win. We can begin to create a spectacular that is humanity, a story we can pass forward. We can bring petrol to book, yet still let those engines roar. This decade, the explosion of hope value begins, the new method of humankind. We open the next chapter in the story, Coraggio, a tale of the regeneration of our world. Our clean planet economy. Everyone deserves better.